Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here as a part of Extra Time, a part of Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick, also a part of Rev Sports, and God knows what else. I'm here at Chennai Airport, just happened to be walking along and I get a wolf whistle from someone. I don't know who it was, and I looked around and there's a man in blue. Who else was it but Mama, better known as Mama, DEBASIS Sen. How are you?
Excellent, Norman, and it was supposed to catch you and be happy.
We're both in blue, by the way, today, so does that mean we both support India? I guess it does.
You should be wearing a blue when you are in India.
I think I will.
You can't be wearing a yellow of Australia.
Now, yesterday I was wearing a white Indian outfit with a green top, so I was kind of both sorts there as well. So now I'm going to talk to you, with looking at the camera there, we're both going to talk today about how India absolutely smacked Australia yesterday. It was an Australian side, in my opinion, that was playing Test cricket from the 1970s. It was so slow, so boring and so useless. Quite frankly, Australia should be dropping quite a few players. I don't mean that just because of one result. Labuschagne should never have been selected, in my opinion. He made his way back in, even though he was dropped because he's not a typically ODI type player, and he batted that way yesterday. It was awful. Even Warner and Smith, even though they got a few runs, both were way too slow.
But hang on. At which Mass could get catch of Virat Kohli and King Sri Lanka it was a great knock from Virat and Rahul Christie's that 165 run partnership.
Of course.
But had Mitch Marsh got that, then India would have really struggled even to chase 200.
Okay, having said that though, they didn't, and they both were there at the end, 85 and 97 respectively. You can't knock that, they were tremendous performances. Do you realise how close Virat Kohli is now? He's actually the fifth highest run getter of all formats. He's very close to going into fourth spot, past Joe White. I looked at this now. Amazing results. But look, go back to Australia. In my opinion, Alex Carey shouldn't be keeping. English should be given the full reins. They need to consider another spinner, and they need to get rid of Labuschagne. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be in there. And Warner and Smith, even though they got runs, are under some pressure. I'll tell you right now. Mitch Marsh was the biggest disappointment because he got out for a duck, but quite frankly, had he batted the way he batted a few weeks ago, he was the perfect person to take on that position. I believe that, in my opinion, Mitch Marsh should be either first drop or opening still, perhaps elevate Cam Green and allow them to take a dominant early role to set the aggressive tone of the innings, because there was no aggression.
But then Norman, obviously you cannot be too harsh on the Australian because it's only one match, and with the format this time round, every team gets to play each other. So for me, Australia will definitely count it. Now I am talking on Eyes on Cricket and Norman Kochnick. Australia will definitely make it to the last round.
Okay.
From there on, it's laughing.
Okay, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with it because I've already said the South African match versus Sri Lanka. South Africa may not make the finals, even though they played really well. I believe South Africa's actually peaked early, to be honest with you. Anyway, the bottom line is that Australia have played badly yesterday and they need to get their act together in the future. India have started brilliantly, and I think that they're in great form there in the box seat. Don't you think, Dimash?
Yeah, Norman, I totally agree with you. But the thing is that when you are defeated in such a comprehensive manner, it does take a what we say, it does take a lot to regroup and get on to the business. Obviously, it's only the first match,
sure.
But definitely I don't think there will be random changes as far as the playing 11 is concerned, which is not the right way.
No.
So you might talk about Manus Labuschagne and all. So obviously, both he and Steve Smith are it's almost a similar type of player when it comes to one day. So I would say that perhaps they could have tried someone like a Tanvir Sangha, the leg spinner. He could add variety to that Australian
exactly
on Indian conditions where it favors spin. Perhaps he could have been a surprise element because Indians have played Adam Zampa quite a lot. And they were quite happy to play him now. So you need someone who is a surprise element who can pick a but that was not the case. But having said that, it's too early in the tournament to rule out Australia. I think they will come back strongly and definitely they are going to make it to the semi-finals.
Okay, all right. I agree with you totally. But I do think New Zealand are showing great form, and they look like they've got a chance.
And why New Zealand, even South Africa? I
Yeah.
think this time round South Africa are better placed. I think with the look of their squad, they have good batters. They have enough firepower in the batting with the likes of Jose Van der Dusen, Aiden Markram, Quinton de Kock. So, and they have the bowlings, particularly even though Nokia is not here, but still they have the firepower and they have a very good mix of spinners as well with Tabril Samsi and others in their bowling line.
Now, having said that, I agree with you. My only concern is, have they peaked too early, scoring 420 odd in the very first match? Is rather a peak in their form, but I'm going to show you something which I still believe very happy can still. That's South Africa for you still.
No.
Oh.
I don't see South Africa choking this time.
Watch the hand. It comes out that way.
No.
Okay, all right. Let's see. That's wonderful. DEBASIS there.
It's wonderful to see you coming all the way from Australia to this World Cup.
The first time I've been to India since I started my channel. This man here is the delight. I owe him a big favour, and he'll get that favour very shortly. Not what you're thinking. Okay, now listen. Now, just briefly, guys, just in summary, thank you, DEBASIS. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, just quickly, I think my top four is going to be India. I still believe England, despite the form, New Zealand, and the smoky will be Pakistan. I'm actually picking those four. Australia out. So all the best, guys. This is Norman Koshek, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshek.